Hey guys, this is Tim of TDG. In this video, I quickly wanted to go over my Hollow Palm Monk build. To be very clear, this is not a build guide. Do not follow me. I am not a build creator. I'm following FG Corbin's guide, which I will link down below in the description. But let's get right into it. So firstly, to say the least, I am level 76. That's where I'm currently at. We're going to go over the gems, we're going to go over the gear, we're going to go over the passive tree, and then we're going to get into a map and then a boss kill, and that will be it for the video. So firstly, with our skills, we have Falling Thunder. This is our single target damage skill, again with Culmination 2. With Culmination, you're generating combo. The more combo you generate, you can kind of see this little circle right here, the 0. That's our combo generator. The more combo you generate, along with the more power charges, the more damage you do. What's also nice is we have Excise, which gives us 40% more critical hit chance, I should say, and has an 8-second cooldown. And what's nice is supported skills gain 25% increased critical hit chance each second, up to 200% with inevitable critical. So every 8 seconds, again, we can only use the skill, but it doesn't really matter. We're going to be critting, hopefully, again, with that 200% increased chance. And then finally, we have Fist of War 3, which gives us an Ancestral Boost. And if you didn't know, Ancestral Boost provides 30% more damage on slams and 25% increased area of effect. And of course, Falling Thunder is a slam skill. Now, moving on to Shattering Palm. For right now, this is something I did. Shattering Palm and Tempest Flurry, along with Stormwave, are kind of my main clear attacks right now. At the end of the day, for endgame, you just want Tempest Flurry as your main skill. You're hoping to not have to use Shattering Palm at all or Stormwave. But I started using Stormwave and Shattering Palm just because Tempest Flurry was not getting the job done for me. I wasn't doing enough damage, and I was dying often, which was pretty frustrating. So with Shattering Palm and Stormwave, I've been able to clear packs of mobs. It's been really nice. I'm doing like T4, T5 maps right now, to be very clear. Now, with Shattering Palm, our first support gem is Magnified Area, just giving us increased area of effect. Then we have Ancestral Call, just to give us that ancestral boost damage, which is nice. And then we have Elemental Armament 2, just giving us some more elemental attack damage. With Stormwave, we have Rapid Attacks 1. This should be really Rapid Attacks 2. I just have not updated it because I'm lazy. Then we have Branching Fissures 1. I don't like Branching Fissures 2 as much. It just didn't feel like I was doing a ton of damage with it. However, Branching Fissures 1 has felt pretty darn nice with this skill. It's just a personal preference. And then with Stormwave, we also have Electrocute. So anytime we electrocute an enemy, we get a power charge to help power either Falling Thunder or Charged Staff. And then we have Elemental Armament 1, which this should be really Elemental Armament 2 or 3 at this point. Now, with Herald of Ice, we are kind of mixing into our Thunder and Shock damage as well, because we have Shock as one of our support gems. We have Lightning Attunement as well, gaining 25% of damage as extra lightning damage, and then we have increased area of effect with Overreach. And this is really nice because we'll shock enemies with Herald of Ice, we'll kill them with Stormwave, and then we proc with Herald of Thunder, because again, we cannot, if we kill an enemy with Herald of Ice, it will not proc Herald of Thunder, because this is a Herald skill, to be very clear. Now on Herald of Thunder, we have increased area of effect, then we have Elemental Armament 2, we have Lightning Attunement, getting some more lightning damage, and then we have Elemental Focus, again, dealing 25% more elemental damage. So we're just getting a lot of big hits from Herald of Thunder. Now with Tempest Flurry, this is the other clear skill and our final clear skill that we'll want to use. The reason I'm not using Ice Strike is because I've gone through that before and I just didn't want to use it. I wanted to try something new. Now with Tempest Flurry, we have Concentrated Area, just dealing more damage immediately with each hit we deal. Then we have Rapid Attacks 2 with increased attack speed. Then we have Electrocutes, again, helping build up our power charges if needed. And then we have Rage, just providing us more percent damage each time we get Rage. Again, Rage grants 1% more attack damage per 1 Rage gained. Now on Charged Staff, we have Prolonged Duration. We have Innervate, again, giving us some more lightning damage for 5 seconds on killing a shocked enemy with supported skills. And then Elemental Armament 2. Ghost Dance, we have Compressed Duration. We have Clarity, which gives us more mana regen, which I really should take off at this point. I don't think this is very needed, and this is something I'm going to test, and I will get into why we do not need this anymore. And I'll probably support or put Cannibalism in. And then we just have Precision, and I just kind of threw that in willy-nilly. I'm going to relook at this. This definitely needs to be updated. And then we have Combat Frenzy, just again giving us Charge Perfusion as our support gem, giving us an additional charge. Okay, so those are the gems. Now, for our gear, what you're kind of looking for, again, my gear is definitely not optimized, but again, you can look at Corbin's guide to see what you want, but basically you want flat physical attack damage or lightning damage with your gloves. You definitely want, which I do not have here, is plus level to all melee skills, which is really important. I have it on my amulet here, but you really, really want the melee skills. Those are huge damage boosts, and Dreamcore had a really good video about how overpowered getting melee skills are on your gloves, but that's super important. Of course, you want to go for life. And then you can see one stat I have here that I searched specifically when I bought these on the market was the leeching damage as mana. That was really important. This pairs with a node on the tree, which I will show in a second. But for the most part as well, I went with evasion and energy shield types of armor bases. That's evasion, but it was 482, so I couldn't not get that because of how high the rating was for me at this point in time. But I went with evasion and energy shield right now just because I felt a little too squishy just with evasion rating for right now. But again, this is early on. But just to be very clear, melee skills are probably the most important thing you can get in terms of what stats you want to find on gloves or your amulet. And then on rings, lightning damage or physical attack damage is super important. Of course, you're looking for reses and max life, as well as dex boosts or strength or intelligence. And pretty much that's it for the gear. Now, for the passive tree, ultimately this is not the final ascendancy. What we'll be doing right now, I'm spec'd into Lead Me Through Grace. I am the Blizzard and I am the Thunder, just going for flat damage. But once our critical hit chance is high enough, we're going to be going down this right with Sunder My Enemies, and then Elemental Expression with Scatter Them to the Winds. What Elemental Expression is it triggers a Fiery Explosion, Arching Bolt, or Icy Wave on melee critical hit. And once our critical hit chance is high enough, we will be trying to proc this all the time. Now, in terms of the tree and leveling and progressing, it's pretty darn straightforward. You'll be coming through here up to Flow Like Water, and then you'll most likely either take you will take Flow Light State, and then you'll be taking some of this flat attack damage. You don't ignore this side. This is until later. You're going to be then going up towards Killer Instinct and Immortal Infamy. This node is super important as you're leveling. Just really helpful for survivability, to say the least. And then we don't get chart or resonance for a while until we feel like we can really generate power charges, which is like Act 2, Act 3, at least it was for me. And then here I went ahead and bought some Time Lost Rubies, which just give me more melee damage, fire damage, and gives me more life leached, which is nice, and grants me some more stun threshold. And of course you get Hollow Palm around it's available around level 22-ish. I have tended to wait around 27, 28 till I feel I'm at a better place. Also, you will be grabbing tenfold attacks early on, and then you can spec out of it as you progress through your build. We also have, again, Chakra of Rhythm and Chakra of Impact, again, which help us with our combo skill and our single target damage. And then the node I was talking about earlier on with the Mana Leech, and just to show here, is Walker of the Wilds, where Mana Leech recovers based on elemental damage types instead of physical damage. And again, with the damage we are doing from these gloves, we're leeching physical attack damage as mana. Again, for me, I never run out of mana because of this node now, and so for me, I hardly ever use my flask, which is awesome. And then you'll just kind of come down here. Of course, there's Bestial Skin, which gives us increased evasion rating, and enhanced reflexes, which gives us deflection rating equal to 5% of evasion rating and 20% increased evasion rating plus 8% increased dexterity. And then the increased evasion rate from bestial skin, and then of course the coming calamity, which is just gives our heralds 40% more damage. So that is the tree, pretty straightforward. You're going to be, again, coming through here to start, hitting the attack damage nodes right here, get the hollow palm, and then you'll travel through. And you could get Spectral Ward as well. You'll be coming up here and getting Echoing Frost and Echoing Thunder for more damage. The power charge nodes, the attack nodes, Subterfuge Mask as well. These are all power charges. Those come later in the campaign. Eventually, we will be switching to the critical hit chance nodes on here, such as Heart Stopping, Heartbreaking, and Struck Through. The critical hit nodes here, critical hit nodes here, and the critical nodes here as well. So that is the tree, pretty straightforward. Again, obviously not finished, but this is where the build is at. Now what I will do is just take you through a tier 4 map with a boss, so let's get right into that as well. So we'll proc, and boom. Proc, boom. Proc, boom. So Shattering Palm into Stormwave over and over, and that's kind of the big part of the build right now. That's where I'm kind of at. We can use our power charges. Now we can use Tempest Flurry. It does a lot more damage. It's actually pretty nice here. There we go, as long as I'm not getting stunned. Here, I'm going to use Stormwave. You can kind of see this is how I'm just jumping from pack to pack right now. Just popping all these enemies. And again, eventually we can kind of do Tempest Flurry, but again, it's a lot better when you have Charge Staff on, as you see right there. Just gives us more reach. There we go. And let's get out of all those circles. Oh my gosh. So you can kind of see the identity of the build here. I'm not going to go through and show the rest of the map. What we will now do is just kind of transition to the boss kill. You'll see in the boss fight that I'll be generating a lot of combo, and that will be the main thing I'll be doing between these two. And then I'll use that combo to use Falling Thunder to hopefully one-shot the bosses. And that's about it. As you guys saw, I hope you enjoyed. Again, that was just building up Falling Thunder using combo and then just calling game right there. If you did enjoy, please consider liking and subscribing. Always helps us on the channel. And if you have any questions about the build, please leave them down in the comment section below. If you have any thoughts, any ways I can improve it, just from y'all's expertise knowledge, would love to hear from it. Otherwise, you guys have a great rest of your day and or night, and I will see you in the next one.